What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Gets Wrecked. I was just thinking, I bet you guys are really tired of seeing that old the Algo Kyogre team, seeing it in a lot of games. You saw me get RKO'd by Aaron with it, so today we're mixing it up, and we're actually going to be going ahead and using Aaron's team that he won regionals with. Aaron's really graciously traded this to me, and I'm super excited. I'm also really excited because if any of you guys want to learn how to use this team, not only do Aaron and I play like very different styles, but also the fact of the matter is that when you watch Aaron with it, he already knows how to use the teams. But in this situation, I don't even know all the sets. Like, I think I know all the sets, but like I haven't looked at any of the summaries. I don't know any of the spreads. I'm just doing some stuff over here, and I don't know. It'll be cool to like kind of have you guys watch me try to learn the team. So yeah, with all that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We're going right back to music 10 because it doesn't fail us. Oh no! Okay, we can make it. Yes. That was very scary, but it's one of the big things about Pokemon is you have to keep a cool head under pressure, and I think I really just demonstrated like what you do when things get rough. All right, 17-18 from Taiwan, Changhua country. Okay, cool. So this is a Kyogre team. For those of you who need some help looking at the screen, we've got again 2 green Pokemon, 2 blue Pokemon, and 2 birds. So 4 birds. That's so many birds. This is Aaron's team, and I don't know how to use it. Okay, Crobat looks like a pain if you ask me. I'm gonna use Salamence. Yeah, I like Salamence here. I'd really like to set up Trick Room. Maybe I wouldn't. He's got Ferrothorn. This is a tough one. I'm curious to see what Aaron would do. I'm really tempted to bring Kyogre. I'm gonna want Groudon here. I need to get rid of that Rayquaza. I don't know if this is what Aaron would do, but this is what I would do. I am the captain now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring Salamence, Kyogre, Groudon, Bronzong. I need to get rid of that Crobat before I do anything, and he doesn't have a lot to stop me from just launching full power Scalds. I really have to watch out for that. For that taunt. I have to watch out for that taunt. Talonflame is a pain because it has Tailwind, but yes, I don't know. I feel like okay, so I brought both my modes of speed control. I brought both my primals. I don't really know exactly what's going on here. I would expect a Crobat lead because taunt is pretty threatening, and because my opponent has 2 pairs of the same colored Pokemon. Crobat is actually purple, so if he leads Crobat, he won't have both colors like I do, which will give him the advantage here. As you see, I bring both my blue Pokemon, and yeah, just like I expected, he's gonna go ahead and lead off with that young Crobat. So Salamance's Intimidated is coming out first, which is that's allowed. It's legal. It's okay. It's just like it's not ideal, And we're gonna see that. We're going to see that Rayquaza as well. So Crobat, Rayquaza. Rayquaza's shiny, so it's actually going to be... I think it's shiny, right? Yes, Rayquaza's shiny, so instead of being green, it's actually black. So my opponent's color synergy is definitely a little different than what we expected. Yes. Okay, so what we see here is that Crobat has the option of going for Tailwind, but it's probably going to Super Fang my Kyogre. And if I had substituted my Ments, this would be a really great time to use it. But knowing the way that this team is normally composed, Talonflame probably has Low A4, and Rayquaza probably has the Focus Sash. So even though I would hope that he would just fear my that there's a chance he would just fear my Draco Meteor, I don't think that's actually the case. So I'm actually gonna bring in my Bronzong here because it's not really threatened by either of these guys, even though he can Super Fang. Try to force him to taunt and go ahead and protect my Kyogre. Hopefully this Bronzong eats a Draco Meteor or something, and at the very least, if Rayquaza attacks, we should be able to see the item, and even if it doesn't, maybe it'll protect. So it's going to go ahead and protect there, so that's interesting. I could have gone for Tailwind instead of Tailwind to give myself a pretty big advantage, but I chose not to because I am very foolish. Yes. He goes for Tailwind there. Okay, interesting. So now he has certainly a very large advantage. Now, if I were a Pokemon, what would I do? He can double into my Kyogre, that's without a doubt. He can Dragon Step my Kyogre. And do I have Origin Pulse or Scald? I think I have Scald. Let's just go ahead and see. I have Scald, okay. So I think either he switches and taunts, or he Super Fang Dragon Ascent. I think he probably taunts and maybe switches. I'm going to go ahead and launch. I'm going to try and get rid of this Crobat. It's a pain. Super Fang, so he just doesn't care at all. This could be Overheat. Yeah, Overheat's coming out, so that's very bad for me. Overheat comes out, which means that he probably lacks the... he lacks Draco Meteor. We can probably expect Sash, Focus Sash with Dragon Ascent, Extreme Speed, and Overheat, and Protect. We see Protect and Overheat, so the last two moves are normally pretty standard. Scald's going to come out. I guess Ice Beam would have been better, but I wasn't sure if he'd Mega Evolve. So now Salamence is coming back in, and I'm certainly in a bit of a rough spot here. So, yeah, he hasn't Mega Evolved his Rayquaza yet either. His Rayquaza's at -2, and his Crobat doesn't matter what its Crobat's at. So, losing my Bronzong there was really bad for me. I'm going to go ahead and launch my own Tailwind here and go ahead and fire off a Protect on my Kyogre. This should at least allow me to... Okay, so he's switching out. I shouldn't have protected, I guess. And now it does allow us to see all three of his Pokemon. Ferrothorn is coming in, so that's okay. It's not ideal, obviously, but it's something. This is the third turn of his Trick Room, so... I'm sorry, the third turn of his Tailwind, so I just have to get through one more before all of a sudden I have the speed advantage. So I'm hoping this is a Super Fang into my Kyogre. It is a Super Fang into my Kyogre, so now I have the Tailwind. So this should be my first turn of Tailwind, his third turn. So I'm in the option. I have the option right now of... I don't think I can afford to lose my Salamence just yet. Or I'm sorry, I don't think I have the I don't think I can afford to lose my Kyogre just yet, unfortunately, because of the fact that then he will have the weather control. Though I may not have an option. I think I'm gonna lose my Kyogre right here, which I'm okay with. Yes, yes. I need Groudon. Like Groudon and Salamence, if I have weather control, should be able to clean up the game. This may have been foolish. Super Fang comes out onto Salamence. I was hoping for that. Kyogre actually should be able to live with Power Whip. I'm not totally sure on Aaron's defense EVs, but he should be able to live. And now I have the speed control as well, which is nice. Gyro Ball comes out, so yes, thankfully that was a good move by me. And now I have Tailwind up, and he has Tailwind down, and yes, we have a few more turns to try and do some real damage here. And I think this is Kyogre, unless I'm mistaken, which is totally cool by me. So I have the option of switching in Groudon, but because he has Rayquaza in the back, I'm not sure that's the ideal move for me here. His Kyogre threatens my Salamence. Huh. Interesting situation. So I need to somehow KO another Pokemon. The Rayquaza in the back is really threatening. I bet Double Edge plus Water Spout would pick up the KO, so I would expect him to... Okay, let's think. He probably protects Kyogre. What do you think? He protects Kyogre, Power Whips my Kyogre, or does he Ice Beam my Mets? Let's go ahead and get Groudon in here. I don't want to lose Mets just yet because in the end game, I think Mets is pretty valuable. Hopefully he expects the Double Edge Water Spout. It seems like a pretty obvious move to me, but I'm not totally sure what he's expecting here. I also don't know anything about Aaron's speed stats, and out of respect to him, I'm not going to open the speeds in the team builder. I mean, I'm not going to open his spreads in the actual match because he probably wants to keep them quiet. So here's what we're hoping. We're hoping his Kyogre uses Protect, and we see a Power Whip onto my Kyogre. Let's see what happens though. Ice Beam. So that was a good move. He didn't fall for that. And this should be a Power Whip. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Oh my god. That's so bad. Oh, I can't open the thing! That's so unfortunate. I hope his Kyogre outspeeds his Groudon. He doesn't have Leech Seed and he doesn't have... Leech Seed and he doesn't have... There's no way he switches here, right? There's no way. He doesn't have Leech Seed and he doesn't have Leftovers. So I win this game with Salamence. As long as I don't. I win this game with Salamence as long as I don't lose Salamence. And as long as I do a decent amount of damage before then. So there's the Protect from something. Kyogre's protecting. Let's go ahead and see what Ferrothorn does. Groudon's going to launch that Precipice Blades. Going to hit the Ferrothorn, so it's going to go ahead and break that sub. And I wish I knew whether my Groudon was faster than his Kyogre, but he is also Tailwind, so because he has Talonflame and Crobat, so and that's the Power Whip. So gonna go ahead and dodge that. No fear. No fear, no problem. And let's go ahead and think about this one. Rayquaza comes in here, I think, for Ferrothorn. So I have to figure out if he's going Water Spout or if he's going Ice Beam. Gonna try and get rid of this Kyogre. And he stays in. Oh my goodness. He's going after my... Ooh, that was a good move. I didn't even think about that one. I should use Precipice Blades. And he's faster, so that's bad. And now, all of a sudden, I am the one who's in deep, deep trouble. Very deep trouble. Oh my god. Yes, okay, so that was really well played by him. Now he should have the game locked up. I'm going to try and get the flinch here, but I don't think it really matters either way. Power Whip's coming out, going to do some more damage to my Groudon, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Down to 52 HP, so poorly played by me, well played by him. Yes. I don't really see many options at this point. I just have to try and make some good reads. Losing any one of my Pokemon would be very bad at this point, so I'm actually going to hope that he predicts the... I hope he goes Protect Power Whip or something, and I'm going to go ahead and launch Water Spout Precipice Blades. Okay, so Kyogre protects, so I'm hoping that Water Spout plus Precipice Blades will pick up the KO here. He predicts both his Pokemon, trying to scout out my Protect. Well played by him. I wish I knew whether my Kyogre was faster than his Kyogre. I think it's safe to assume that his Kyogre is faster than my Kyogre. I think that's extremely fair to assume. So let's just go ahead and say... We're gonna have to. The only win condition here I see is that his Kyogre, his Ferrothorn misses a Power Whip onto my Kyogre. Okay, so Origin Pulse connects, gonna do a fair amount of damage. Well played to him. Yeah, this is a good game, and now we get to see some Wolf get wrecked just in normal form. Rain's not gonna be gone, but it doesn't really matter. That should be a critical hit, I think. That did quite a bit of damage. No, not a critical hit. Wow. So, yeah, I could have hoped for the Origin Pulse miss, but. That's certainly interesting. That's certainly very interesting. Because his Rayquaza is Sash, but it also is Mega. What do we do here? What does Rayquaza do? Dragon Ascent into Groudon. So we protect Groudon. And we Ice Beam for Rothwell. YOLO. Mega Rayquaza! Mega Shiny Rayquaza! Ooh! Very nice! Very, very nice! So nice! Rayquaza's Mega Evolving. Gonna activate that Yelta Stream. My Groudon's going for the double protect. Gonna fail. Dragon Descent comes out into what's probably Groudon, let's be real. If it's not, I'm gonna feel rather foolish. Into Groudon. Expected, couldn't do much about it. Ice Beam hopefully picks up the KO. We already know he's not Life Orb, so he's almost definitely Sash. And so even though my Ice Beam, if Ice Beam KOs the Ferrothorn, I don't know calcs. I think it should though. Ice Beam picks up Ferrothorn, so this is going to be a 1-0 loss. It's not. I also don't know Aaron's defense EVs at all, so I think this is a fine game. I don't see any way out of this one. His Kyogre can't live 2 Dragon Ascents, even if I could go for the Scald Burn. I guess I can hope he's not. I'll have to hope he's not Sash, but I don't think it really there's any chance. He could be. No, he can't even be Choice Band because we saw Protect and Overheat. So the only logical item here is Sash. So Dragon Ascent can come out. Kyogre might survive it. Kyogre does survive it with a young 27 HP, but it doesn't really matter at this point because, as you can see, the decision to make it Rayquaza shiny and change the color of it really, I think, gave him the upper hand here. So Ice Beam's gonna come out. That's the focus Sash. We're gonna see if we can get a freeze. We can't, and that should be the game. So good game. Kyogre doesn't have any priority moves. So yeah, well played to my opponent. Definitely, like, it's a learning process, I guess, learning how to use this team. But yeah. I guess looking back, like trying to figure out what went wrong. Number one, color scheme definitely threw us off. Number two, losing Bronzong early on was really foolish of me. I didn't play well at that first turn at all, letting him get the Tailwind advantage. And by the time I got my own Tailwind advantage, I don't know. I guess it wasn't that turn exactly, but it was the fact that just by getting a tailwind advantage early-ish, I didn't really identify my win condition, and he also played me pretty well with the Rayquaza Mind game. So I don't like to end on that note. So we're gonna do one more. Try and do Aaron's team some justice because yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. So yeah, yes. Maybe I should bring Smeargle. I think there's also a factor when you're deciding whether or not to bring Smeargle about the rage factor, right? Like you have to think about how angry it's gonna make them. And if they're an American player, you should probably bring Smeargle more because they get angrier than the Japanese. Otaku from Japan, so cool. It's two foreign opponents. Although it's an English cart, so he might not actually be foreign. And we're gonna see. Okay, cool. The combination of Groudon and Kyurem White, with Crobat, Meowstic, Kangaskhan, and Ferrothorn. So color synergy is not great, but he has 6 different color mons. I believe this is the Gravity team. Okay, yes, this is the Gravity team between. So the way it works is that Meowstic uses Gravity, and Kyurem White, which is normally Life Orb, uses Blizzard. So how am I going to stop it is the question. I wish I knew how to play this team better. Crobat has Taunt, which is definitely threatening. I wish he had Mental Herb. So I could do Bronzong, Smeargle. I don't really want to bring Salamence. I like Mawile here. I like Groudon, and I like Kyogre. So the fact that I can't protect means things are kind of scary. I need to get Trick Room up, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use... I'm willing to sacrifice Smeargle just to get Trick Room up. And I think that's like just the way I'm gonna have to play it. So Aaron's Smeargle has Crafty Shield, so I'm willing to take a turn where... I'm willing to sacrifice Smeargle just so I can get Trick Room up is basically what I'm trying to say. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and see what happens then, because anything can happen, and, you know, it's just a matter of you got to do the stuff right, or you got to not do it at all, and, you know, sometimes you just got to, can't win them all, kid, and I don't know, yeah, I hope this guy, the color synergy is hard to predict because shiny Pokemon really messed it up. Speaking of which, I really like the way shiny Bronzong looks. I don't know, it's one of my favorite shiny Pokemon, I think. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and see that Meowstic Kyurem lead. This is scary because Kyurem can use a pretty wide variety of moves. It can use, it can have a wide variety of sets between Life Orb and Scarf and Specs, and it also has the option of, oh, I bet this guy's using Earth Power. That's so cheeky. Okay, Meowstic is also scary because although he could use Gravity and just attack, he could also use Fake Out here. So I'm going to go for the Dark Void and Trick Room and just hope that something goes off. So Safeguard's going up, so which hopefully means that Smeargle is the one who... Blizzard. Safeguard Blizzard! He doesn't even... This guy doesn't care! He doesn't care at all! Oh my gosh. This guy doesn't care. Can I tell you how much this guy cares? 0. He doesn't care. So Meowstic, Safeguard, it's probably Swagger, to be honest. I'm going to launch a young Gyro Ball, expect some kind of switch in here, and I'm going to get my own Groudon in. Oh boy, if he could switch his Groudon in here and Swagger, and I can't do much about it, unfortunately. Yes. Okay. So we're just gonna hope that this Kyurem stays in and that he doesn't go for the Swagger on himself, because that would be certainly problematic. I also don't know if Aaron is min speed. I should look at his sets next time before I start the game. Yes. But yeah, this lead is certainly interesting. I think it's really cool. Kyurem plus Meowstic is not super common, but the fact that it is possible is, I think, pretty cool. So yeah, gonna go ahead and get Groudon in here. We'll see if Kyurem stays in. I doubt it somehow. Yeah, so that's getting out. I probably should have kept Smeargle in because of the wide guard option, and this should be Groudon. Ah, it's a drag. Yes. Hopefully he swaggers my Smeargle. I mean my Groudon, because that'd be cool. Though the fact of the matter is, let's see, Kyurem, he had Crobat, so I think there's a good chance he's not min speed. Gravity's up, so gravity is up, and the Pokemon are down. So that's it. Bronzong's going down. Let's see how much Gyro Ball does. I don't know my calc, so I can't judge his speed based on his calcs on the calc here, but that's some humongous damage. Oof. So gravity is up, Safeguard is up, and I would say my opponent is definitely in the dominant position here. I don't feel like I have any good options here, except maybe doing some Gyro Ball damage here and going for a Protect, and then I can go for the wide guard Precipice Blades next turn when he takes out my Bronzong this turn. So that's the hope. We've got Gravity up, set up by him. Swagger's going up onto his own Groudon. So we've got boosted Groudon. That's not good. Bronzong's gonna go ahead and use that young Gyro Ball. Oh my goodness, this is some scary stuff, guys. And losing my only form of speed control at the moment. So scary stuff, but you can't win them all or any of them. So there we go. Goodbye, Bronzong. Fought well, fought hard. Hopefully you did your job because it's about to get a lot tougher. So Smeargle's back in. And oh boy, are we a little frightened. Are we a lot of frightened? New goal is to take a KO because I don't want to get forward with Aaron's team off really bad. Maybe I'll bluff the transform. So I'm going to go ahead and use Wide Guard and Prigi Blades, hoping to get a KO on something. He can't protect with his Meowstic because it doesn't run it. And he can't... I don't know. He can switch. He doesn't really want to switch, so I should be hitting the Meowstic at least this turn with Precipice Blades. What I don't want to see is a Swagger onto my... I would love to see Swagger onto my Smeargle. Groudon's going for Protect. So Meowstic this turn is resigned to its fate, and it's not going to bother us with any silly Swaggers. Well, okay, Smeargle's getting boosted, so let's go ahead and see what happens here. Smeargle's attack doubled. Oh, tempo! We are our own tempo, and you just can't stop it. Precipice Blade's coming out, not even picking up the KO, which I think is pretty good evidence that we're not going to KO that Groudon either. So, geez, I would not be surprised at all to see like a Swagger Fire Punch or something silly. So do we want to read that? Do we want to get Kyogre in here and use Precipice Blades and just get around that Wide Guard? Or does he Swagger or Groudon? Yeah, let's go at it. You have to make big plays if you want to be a big boy. You know? I really hope he goes Swagger Fire Punch. Because otherwise we are just in some trouble, man. If he goes Precipice Blades here, I will feel so bad about myself. Like this bad about myself. That's a lot. Kyogre's in here, gonna go ahead and activate that Blue Orb. I've chosen to use Blue Orb because that's what Aaron ran, and it's not really for me to question his choices. Blue Orb definitely like kind of unconventional, but I mean it works, so you know you can't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, you should probably fix it and maybe call a specialty man because you remember the last time you tried to fix something, it didn't go too well. Swagger's coming out onto my Groudon! No! Maybe I'm too soon to laugh. I'm getting wrecked. Hey! Get wrecked! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I feel good. Alright, and we're at a Trick Room. Wow, that was some risky business, but you gotta risk it for the biscuit, and the biscuit tastes rather good. I will post a nice review online and say it. But I think we still lose here, actually. It's Ferrothorn. Oh, Ferrothorn. Yeah, I think we still lose here. Do we still lose here? I don't want to... Okay, I don't really want to... I need to get rid of that hero. Oh, we're out of gravity. I wish I weren't confused, to be honest. That would be so nice. And I don't really want to risk... It's probably Earth Power. So let's go ahead and launch a Water Spout, and let's go ahead and sacrifice... Oh no. I can't, I think I lose. I think despite that I still lose. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything here. I have to protect. That sucks. I shouldn't have done that, that was a bad move. Okay, so we got lucky, but I don't think it really matters because I think this Kyurem is going to go for the Earth Power and it's just not going to go well. Earth Power into my Groudon, it doesn't really, like, I get the free Water Spout off, but I'm going to take a lot of damage this turn. It does, just not enough to cure him. And Power Whip's coming out onto Kyogre, we're going to do a lot of damage. 194 all the way down to 32. Leftovers onto Ferrothorn, and... What do we think? Gravity's back to normal, so that's something. Something as in, like, it's not ideal. I mean, it's not ideal, it's just not ideal. So, I don't think Ice Beam will get the KO here. I don't think it's 50%. Dude, does Ice Beam KO? 30% chance to burn with Scald and Rain. Water Spout has 150 base power boosted by Rain by spread move. It did about a little over 50%. 150 times 3/4. It's still stronger. Oh, but what? 1/2. YOLO. This isn't gonna KO. Maybe he goes for Blizzard. Maybe he goes for Earth Power. Maybe he makes the Young Reed. This is tough, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know my Smeargle, my Kira matchup very well enough. Let's see if this is Earth Power into the Smeargle. That's what we need. Earth Power comes out. Does he fall for it? He falls for it, but let's see if Ice Beam KOs. I don't believe it does. And without the Ice Beam KO here, there's absolutely no chance. I think there's a chance that's maybe it's Scarf. If it's Scarf Cure, I think I have a small chance of winning. Ice Beam comes out. That's nowhere near enough. Power Whip comes out, connects with Kyogre. So if we had Eruption, this would be a different story, but we don't have Eruption. So that should be the game. I don't Aaron's. Although Aaron's, okay, there's a small chance because Aaron's Groudon should be pretty bulky. And I don't believe Kyurem is. I don't honestly believe it's Specs because it didn't. Its Blizzard didn't do enough to my. I'm sorry. Its Blizzard didn't do enough to my Bronzong or Smeargle to make me believe it's Specs. So now we're in an interesting position where I need to get rid of that Kyurem, and so I can Fire Punch it, or I can risk the Rock Slide. So I think I'm just gonna risk the Rock Slide here. I like the odds better that way, and I like it. Doesn't matter if I don't live the Earth Power. I need and the only way I win this is if Kyurem goes down this turn and Ferrothorn doesn't, and Kyurem goes down and Groudon doesn't go down. So that's going to be a lot of damage. Is it enough? It looks like it's not enough. So Rock Slide's coming out, gonna connect with both. If it flinches the Ferrothorn, it's a win. If it doesn't, then it's probably a loss. I need to not only make it through the Power Whip, I need to make it through the Power Whip with enough HP that I don't. Oh, so that's gonna be the game, guys. So. There we go. We went 1-1. We got wrecked once. We didn't get wrecked once. I'm sorry to my opponent. That's an unfortunate time to flinch, but that's Rock Slide for you. You know, you got to manage those odds. And if it had been Eruption, I think the game would have been over regardless. So good EV spread by Aaron, making sure to live that Kyurem W, Earth Power, probably Scarf and Modest with a good bit of HP, and we're gonna go ahead and launch a Fire Punch. And this should, even with Rocky Helmet, which we know it's not because we saw leftovers, this should just seal up the game. But yeah, that was a lot closer than maybe it should have been. We're still learning. This is the first. I feel okay for the first time I ever use this team. After this game, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and look at speed stats because that was a little silly. But yeah, good game to Otaku. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is fun. I like trying out a new team. I apologize for the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're learning it together. You know, so that's cool. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe. If you have suggestions in the comments, I'd like to say I've been really overwhelmed with the amount of positive comments that I've been getting. So thank you guys so much. If you've taken the time to say something positive, it really means a lot. So thank you for that. Because it's fun for me to read. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing right now. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And until next time, if you have suggestions, go ahead and leave them below. But later, guys.